What up? What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. It's NBA Talk with Jay. See what I'm saying? Powered by Wager Talk every single day, man. All type of good stuff going over there at wagertalk.com. Oh, we have our guy, the legend, Tony Mejia, man. I met up with him over there in Vegas. Really good guy, Tony, man, over there in Florida. What's up with you, Tony? Welcome to the show, my brother. How you doing?
What's up, bro? I'm good. I mean, I'm a little bit in mourning over my 5% play last night. It was a tough loss, and Nuggets Grizzlies not getting over the posted total. 5 missed 3-pointers in the last 2.5 minutes, and all we needed was one of those threes to go down and the over cash to come in. So it was very disappointing. Garbage time let me down. The Grizzlies let me down. It was a situation where you didn't expect Memphis to no show since they haven't all season. But I guess I'll get it back because I did have Memphis to win the Southwest Division at plus money and all of that. And futures are about to get paid. But let's get us all paid and talk some hoop tonight. Final Friday night of the regular season.
Let's talk some hoop, man. Let's get some cash, man. It's all business. You see what I'm saying? It's all big. Tony, real quick. I meant to ask you this before the show, man. Would you like to talk about the Blazers Mavs game? I have it up, but do you have anything on? If not, we can exit out.
It's hard to lay 20 in an NBA game, but I guess in this situation, you almost have to. I mean, the Blazers are not an NBA team, so it is what it is. I started Brandon Williams on my fantasy team this week.
Well, we'll talk about it.
Whatever you want to do, my man. Whatever you want to do.
Got you. We're talking about some shirts, man. But let's go over here to the streets of Detroit here. We got the Pistons here getting 5 versus the Bucks, right? It's a tough spot, right? Because you're taking the 5 with the Pistons, Tony. You're damn near asking them to win the game, and they're not trying to win games right now. It's simple. So I know the Bucks are on the back-to-back. I wouldn't like to take them, or like you don't want to take teams in the back-to-back with, especially to end the season. So it's a tough game for me. I'm not landing with the Bucks, but I'm also let me see. Is Tony you there, Tony? All right, Tony,
I'm back. Yes, something happened with my internet, but I think we're good.
It's all good. Do you like something in this one? Pistons getting 5 at the house versus Milwaukee.
I mean, it's a situation where the Bucks, took care of business against Boston. Got the cover if you got in the number late early enough at the 5.5. But I mean, let's update the people on the roster situation. It looks like a couple of key Bucks are going to sit.
Yeah, did they come up or what? This is a tough one for me, man, because like I say, I hadn't seen anyone pop up, but on the back-to-back, it wouldn't surprise me as well. They don't need this game locked into the playoff spot. So this is one of those where it's the only reason why it's tough for me to fade it, because I know that the Pistons are going to try to lose this game on purpose. So that's why it's a stay away game for me. It's actually Bucks or nothing for me, even with their backup guys. It's like they'll probably see Giannis, Middleton, probably Brook Lopez or somebody. They still have guys over there that can knock down some threes and get the job done, especially if the Pistons put in a rock, like they're winning the game and then they take their guys out so they can continue to have one of the worst records in the league. Like, I hope that makes sense, guys. Here, I know the Pistons been covering crazy numbers, but if it comes down to it, I do see them trying to tank this game. Like, this is the end of the regular season, guys. So it's just how I'm looking at this game. We can go to the next one, man. We're going to talk about some shirts, man. Let's go over here. Some very nice shirts, I must say. Let's go over here to the streets of Washington, D.C. real quick, man. Funny business with this one as well, Tony. Porzingis and KCP are out. I actually thought maybe the Wizards tried to go for this last home win of the season. They're going to rest their 2 best players, just rest, showing they don't care about this game. Can I bet the Knicks, Tony?
You can if you want to. This is about lottery pick combinations, Jay. This is all about 2 teams coming in 35 and 45. And the winner is the loser because they end up with tie breaks. So there's nothing that can be done in the final game of the regular season, which means that the winner here is higher ranked. And then so let's just say that the Knicks stumble on the road. They're going to get paid off in a few more lottery combinations. Yeah, I mean, this is a game you can't bet because you can't trust to see who the winner will be. A lot of Jericho Sims, though, with the Knicks sitting most of their big men.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that, man. I'm not betting this game, man. But these are some nice shades, though, I must say, man. But yeah, this game is come on, man. Next laying 4, they don't really care about games. That's why I want to look towards the Wizards. But then when you don't have Porzingis or KCP out there, where's the offense going to come from, man? oh, that game is very uninspired for me. Let's go over here to the streets of Toronto real quick, Tony. This line opened up at 14.5. It's down to 11 now. Probably going to get the Raptors rest some guys as well. Why? Because they still can beat the Rockets. The Rockets, they don't want to win games. One thing you have to look at is Jalen Green. He's been showing that he's trying to go for 30 and he's trying to hit threes, Tony. So it's one thing you got to look at, but I tell you, I'm not. You like something in this one, Tony?
I would say if you're going to bet this game at all, you take the points, because there is a possibility that Toronto sits guys. Nick Nurse was a little cryptic about what he wanted to do last night after that big win against Philadelphia. The Raptors can still be caught by Chicago, but they should end up seated at number 5. So, and the Rockets obviously would clinch the NBA's worst record with 2 losses. That's where they want to be, so they can guarantee themselves the top 5 pick. Another situation where you really don't trust who's going to win, but you're right about Jalen Green and the fact that him and KPJ are able to get to where they want and get guys shots from an effort standpoint. I think there could be a solid enough effort to cover double digits, and this number might come down if a couple of key Raptors like Pascal Siakam decides not to play in a back-to-back.
Yeah, that's a good point there. Back-to-back spot here. It's too many to lay for me with the Raptors. Obviously, they probably just want to get the win and get up out of there. But it could also smack on. Like I said, tough game for me. The Rockets could actually cover a spread. I know, like, it's crazy because they'll play hard, but they'll just make sure they don't win the game. You see what I'm saying? So Jalen Green is the only way I'd look here. A lean there for his points. He has been showing that he's so-called a bucket. So he says that's what he's been trying to show. Let's go over here to the streets of Brooklyn here. We got the Nets. This Nets versus Cavs game is low-key a big game, right? We have the Nets at the house. Now, obviously, we know that the Nets are trash. They don't cover spreads at the house. This is a big game. Both teams want to win this game. It's a tough one for me, man, because we know the Cavs aren't the same without their twin towers out there. They get Mobley back, but how well is he going to be, right? Because obviously he had been playing for a couple of weeks. So this line's been steamed from 6.5 to 8.5. I don't agree. I mean, it's a tough one for me because I can't lay this many points with the Nets. I do think they'll win the game, but I can't lay 8.5 with them, especially playing terrible at the house. It's a tough one for me, Tony. What you think? Cavs cover this one?
I mean, look, as bad as Brooklyn has been at home with the new policy that Kyrie Irving can play, all of a sudden the Nets are in a position of strength, because if they win this game, it looks like they'll be able to host the 7-8 play-in game in the play-in tournament. I'd rather be in Brooklyn than Cleveland if I'm the Nets, regardless of the fact that they stunk it up at home in terms of covering spreads. This is actually one of my favorite games of the night, probably an official play for me, simply because I know both teams are going to be out to try to win the game. But you mentioned it, Evan Mobley, likely rookie of the year, coming in into a situation where he hasn't played in weeks, and all of a sudden a big game that he's got to be stabilizing force in that front court. Who's going to guard Kevin Durant in this game? It's a big game for Kyrie Irving to send a message to Darius Garland, because again, these teams will likely face each other in that 7-8 game. Cavs lost twice to the Nets in November, but actually beat them last time out. We got Seth Curry in for Brooklyn. Nets fell behind by 21 points the other night and managed to make a nice comeback against the Knicks. Sent the message there. First game that Kyrie and Kevin Durant played as teammates at Madison Square Garden after spurning the Knicks. So maybe they keep the momentum going. That's where I'm headed with this matchup. I think the Nets win by 10 points, cover the spread.
Yeah, I couldn't talk you off there. Like I said, I do think the Nets will win. I question the margin as well. Excuse me. And sometimes they have to get smacked in the face and then come back and win. Like, so some of the times they getting down 20. I know they came back and got it done versus the Knicks, but the fact that how that game went, it shouldn't happen. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know what to say about this Nets team, man. I even thought that they were better than they were. They just really have those lapses where they don't want to play defense. So that's one thing that scares me. But hey, yeah, I could understand Nets by double digits here. I'm not, like I say, I worry about how Mobley will look when he gets back. Tough game for me. It's not a tough game for me. We go over here to the streets of Miami. I'm flying with the Hawks tonight. I'm eating some chicken. I'm going to go get some hot wings. right after the show. You see what I'm saying? I like the Hawks here. If you really a subscriber, if y'all really down with me, you watched the live show last night. We got on Hawks plus the 3 and the plus 125. The line is moved to them being a favorite. I'll be honest. I'll put a little sum on Hawks minus 1.5 with my guys going with the current line, but you should have got on this last night. I told you the line was going to move regardless. Nothing's guaranteed, but I do see the Hawks needing to win this game and winning this. We're going 1-0 one time for the one time. I do believe they're a more motivated team. They can guarantee a number 8 or possibly a number 7 spot. So they at least want to get in the top 7 or 8 and not get in that 9-10 playoff game, giving them one opportunity, just win one game and get up out of there. You see what I'm saying? So they're motivated to win this game. 5-1 ATS last 6 games versus greater than 6% win teams. They're 6-1 straight up and ATS last 7 games. See what I'm saying? And they're playing some of their best basketball of the seasons. Give me the Hawks here, minus the 1.5. I'm taking the late line with you guys, but we got on it plus 3 last night, Tony. I take this up to minus 3. That's my cutoff for the Hawks, but I'm riding with them to get this win tonight. No one likes it, but I like the Hawks here tonight. And the Heat already got number 1 seed locked up as well, Tony.
Yeah, I made this line a bucket last night, and I'm not surprised by the line move because if you do what we do and are looking for spots on this, it's a heavy 9-game card, but with so many games that really don't matter, this is a spot where you absolutely know Atlanta is going to play for keeps. They got everything to gain here. They own the tiebreaker against the Cavs. So if the Cavs lose to the Nets, all of a sudden the Hawks can move up to at least 8. That gives them 2 cracks at earning that number 8 seed. Even if they lose to the Nets in a 7-8 game, they still got the 9-10 winner at home. They've split against the Hornets, but own the divisional record there. So this would only help that, which means that it keeps them out of the 10 spot. So it's a situation where Atlanta can play themselves up out of a road playoff game in this play-in. So you know they're going to be motivated. Miami, as you said, number 1 seed already clinched. The only thing that I'm concerned about is if you're fading Miami, this is a home game for them. Who's going to play if all of these guys that are questionable don't play? You know, Dwayne Dedmon, Omer Yurtseven, Markieff Morris, who just came back, Vincent and Martin. Like those guys would presumably play in place of Jimmy Butler and Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo and all that, but all are listed as questionable. So I would think that Miami kind of eases their foot off the pedal here, and it becomes an Atlanta spot. Certainly, that's where the money is going. But again, I'm a little dubious about why all these guys are questionable. If they play, then I think you get limited minutes out of Miami's key guys, which obviously helps.
With all due respect, Tony, I don't care who's fucking playing. The whole team could be out there. The Heat do not need to risk injury. It's simple.
Agreed.
Even if they should play their guys to get them acclimated, used to playing with each other. But I just see them not going balls to the wall. Let me make this clear. I hope everyone plays. Lowry, Butler, Adebayo. I hope everybody plays. Still, even with them playing, I don't see us getting the best effort like this is a playoff game, having to need to win this game. But I do see that from the Hawks, guys. So nothing is guaranteed, but this is my top spot of the day. The only game that I care about, Hawks minus the 1.5 and the plus 3. Official top play of the day. Let's get some cash, my guys. The only game that I care about. Let's go 1-0 one time for the one time, man. Shit gets me hyped up, man. The Heat have nothing to play for in this game. You see what I'm saying? Let's get to the next game. Let's go over here to the streets of Chicago real quick. We got the Bulls land 2. Man, Tony, I don't know if I can trust neither one of these teams, man. Obviously, the Bulls have the rest advantage. They're coming off a day of rest, whatever. The Hornets on a back-to-back. Neither team likes to play defense. You see what I'm saying? It's Bulls or nothing for me in this one. They do need a confidence-boosting win and opponent. That's kind of what they get here. On the 3-game losing streak, little bounce-back spot. Hornets 0-5 against the spread, last 5 back-to-backs, Tony, and 0-5 straight up and against the spread, last 5 versus the Bulls. So do you like some of this one?
Oh, I mean, all I'm looking at is what Zach LaVine said the other night, that the Bulls are disconnected on offense and defense, and you want to right that ship before the postseason comes around. They're already in as the number 6 seed, so there's nothing to gain except for a little bit of chemistry and a little bit of confidence. If you're Chicago, I don't like Charlotte in a back-to-back spot. They dominated Orlando last night at home. Gordon Hayward appears to be doubtful against the second of a back-to-back, so maybe James Borrego and the boys decide to rest some of these guys. And again, like I don't see the Bulls from a standing standpoint going all out, because it'd take 2 Raptors losses and 2 Bulls wins for them to move up to number 5. So I think they're pretty safely in as a number 6. This is just a spot where if you're Chicago, you want to take care of business at home and start get some feel good about yourself, because certainly the way they've been playing of late has everybody in Chicago depressed.
Yeah, I couldn't talk a single person off Bulls. I know my guy Friday likes it. I may ride with him, man. Like when I say that when I say that a team needs a confidence boost and win an opponent, let me just say it usually cashes. So Bulls are nothing for me there. I kind of like. I think the Bulls get back on track here. Let's put it that way. Off 3 games lost, the Hornets don't play enough defense. So 2 offensive shootouts. I'd go with the Bulls, especially at the house with the rest advantage. Real quick, real briefly, go over to the streets of Dallas real quick. They're laying 19.5. Last night on the show, my lane would be Blazers team total under. They're on the back-to-back spot. The season's almost over. I believe third game in 4 nights all on the road here for the Blazers. So in my opinion, I think that they probably don't get past 80 points in this one. I'd see an under spot. I don't want to lead with the Mavs, but I wouldn't be surprised if they smack them up, Tony. Anything on this one?
Largest spread of the season, unless I can stand corrected. I haven't seen a spread at 19.5, 20 in the NBA, and we look at these all year long. And I still want to lay it, I guess, Jay. I don't trust Portland. You know that's not an NBA team. It's just one masquerading as such. And you basically have to trust the Mavs' deep backups to get the job done with the cover in the final 5 minutes.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Tony, I just noticed who is that in your background? I'm looking at you. I'm like, bro, who is that in the background?
I don't know if that's the chick from Nashville or what. It might be.
No, it just tripped me out real quick. Now I know that you like in the sports book, but then I'm like, bro, who the hell? What is that? Nah, that was just funny real quick. Let's go over here to the streets of Utah real quick, man. One more game, Tony. Nah, that shit is really funny, man. I'm sure people in the chat like, hold on, what's it going?
Identify who that is for us. But I think it's Connie Britton from Nashville. I think that's who that is in suspended animation.
No, I can dig it. We got the Jazz here laying 2.5 versus the Suns. Tony, real head scratcher. It's Jazz or nothing for me here, man. They would want to tie the season series, right? They lost the first couple games versus the Suns. Won the last one. The Suns don't have anything to play for. Not trying to risk injury, in my opinion. It's Jazz or nothing for me, and I can't stand the Jazz, Tony.
Agreed. I mean, I think this is a spot where if you're the Phoenix Suns, maybe it's one last test, because they did get Cam Johnson back, and obviously Chris Paul is still working his way back in conditioning wise. So maybe they want to ruin Utah's day and just send a message, considering these 2 teams could meet in the conference semis. But yeah, Utah, regardless of what happens here, they visit Portland to end the season. So you know they're going to finish ahead of Denver. And finish as the number 5 seed. But yeah, from the standpoint of all those guys, Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert and Mike Conley getting back to who they were before this last 2 months, where they've really been suspect. It's a big game for Utah. So I would agree with you, Utah or bust.
Yeah, it looks like a head scratcher, but let me tell you that the Jazz are favored for they're favored because they probably care a little bit more about this game. It's simply put, guys. So it's Jazz or nothing for me in that spot. The Suns is it's not that they're not trying to win games; they could still win it. But I hope you understand, as a basketball player, when you're locked into your seed and you have the playoffs going, you want to play so you don't be rusty, but you don't want to go hard. You're not going 100% because you don't want to risk injury, guys. See what I'm saying? You don't want to go down for the season and y'all finna be in the playoffs. You got championship aspirations. I hope it makes sense, guys. It's just Hooper mentality right there. You dig it? Let's talk about some shirts here, man. We got plenty of shirts coming in on Wednesday. The Gray Smack Cities, the Black Smack Cities. I can't wait to send them out to you guys. Everybody that's gotten a shirt, the Us Against the Bookies, the NBA Talk with Jay, and the J Money's Money, or the White Smack Cities. I know you guys love them. Good quality shirts, man. It's no BS. So people got them like, oh, I like these shirts. Good quality, man. Yeah, what you thought it was going to be, man? Some BS. Not rolling like that, man. This is the top of the quality. You know what I'm saying? top play of the day. But Tony, man, let's go over here. You guys, we can use promo code J50 for my guy Tony's plays, whatever package you like to use. Tony, you do baseball as well, right? So you can, it's all access. Whatever you want to get from Tony over there at Wage Talk, use promo code J50. Whatever's in that cart, slice it in half. You dig what I'm saying, Tony? What you got going over there at Wage Talk, and what you like on today's card, my brother?
Well, yeah, we've got a opening day continued with a Friday card, and then into the weekend, and obviously NBA playoffs, man. We got some tunnel vision going on. We're trying to get on track with all these matchups, so get the play-in series is going next week, and then the full board, because it's the real season now. We got ultimately we're going to get to the final 16, and we're going to decipher who is going to take the championship home, take home the chip. So we will see, and looking forward to all of that. So join me for the next few months. It should be quite the ride. I'm number one at Wager Talk in side profits.
My God, Tony, cut out there for a sec. You cut out there for what you like on today's card, Tony?
Today's card, as we said, I think the top play of the day, I think is the Brooklyn Nets. I want them to send a message. I want to see this team be the feared team that they were supposed to be, not the one that fell behind the New York Knicks by 21 points and had to play Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant 24 minutes in the second half just to get out a win.
Yeah, they had to play the whole thing. I mean, the line movement agrees with you, Tony. So I can't talk you off. For me, my guys, there's one top play on the card for me today. One game. The bookie limit me to $1, guys. If you watch the show yesterday, it was limited to it from 100 now to $1, bro. Like, what are we doing here? I take it as a sign of respect. We're going with the Hawks here, minus the 1.5. I think this game means more to them. This is one of the spots late in the season where you want to take the team that this game matters some versus a team that's not trying to risk any injury out there. I hope everyone plays for the Heat. I don't see them going balls to the wall here like it's a playoff game. I do see the Hawks treating this game like a playoff game. You know what? I'll read it off later. Let's just say that Nate McMillan has been quoted saying, we need to win these last two games. Let's just say that. They're treating it like, I'm not going to say it, but they're treating this like they really want to win the game. Hawks, minus the 1.5, top play of the day. I wouldn't talk a single person out of Hawks trifecta. I can't talk a single person off Bulls, minus the 2, or Jazz, minus 2.5. Let's get some cash, guys. We out. Hit the like button, subscribe. Hit me up for them shirts.